Hey Clashers, the first few Town Hall 18 tournaments have started in Clash Esports and the pros playing the Meteor Golems as well. But instead of combining it with the Fireball, a really common combination is the Meteor Golems with the Angry Jelly Queen Warden charge. With that, a recall spell to set up the pathing and the funneling in the beginning, and then you have the Eternal Tome ability for the core of the base. Well, I thought let's bring this to Legends and let's see how well this works. No Fireball, but Eternal Tome in the core does not sound that bad to me. And before we're diving into the legend attacks, I want to quickly showcase you the basics of what you're looking for. Because the first part of this attack is pretty much doing the exact same thing as what you would try to accomplish with Fireball. And that is setting up the pathing for those Meteor Golems to make sure that they're having a good path through the base. With that being said, you're using then a small Queen charge, which is getting empowered by the Warden right behind. You're diving into the base, and instead of using those two Earthquakes, which you would usually bring with the Fireball, you're now going to use the Recall spell, and those Invisibility spells, which you typically use to set up the Fireball, you are going to use those to really make sure that your Queen and your Warden are not getting overpowered with the damage. After taking down this bottom area of the base, we can then now recall the Warden and the Queen and put them behind our Meteor Golem. So pretty much everything exactly the same as if we would do this with the Fireball. After that, we have to dive into our setup pathing with the as well troop launcher again. So you can pretty much tell that is overall the same concept, but just a different opening. So of the Fireball, we have the pros running this opening. And obviously there are some pros and some cons. The negative thing about this is that you're clearing mostly defenses, and this sometimes leaves, like over here, non-defensive buildings behind, and this can mess up pathing. It's kind of the same thing as if you would do a Royal Champion charge. A Fireball can usually take those things down if there are no storages. Base builders by now are getting smarter, deploying really well, like nicely deployed storages. So Fireball can sometimes struggle a little bit as well to set up the pathing correctly. So the big difference is not really there. So you can do this with this one completely fine as well. But now we're getting to the big advantage, which is that Eternal Tome in the core. Especially if you're playing with modifiers like Legend mode or especially in Esports mode. This Eternal Tome on the core can be a game changer because of the defense dealing so much damage. We had the Royal Champion with the King clearing the top side. We still have that King ability. The overgrowth was a little bit late, not gonna lie. I was just surprised by how well the push was going. And that I did not, like typically you would need to overgrowth the core here on this base if you would play a Fireball. Because here now, we have the Eternal Tome, so that was no issue whatsoever. With those couple of basics now in, let's try to repeat this performance in Legends. And let's see if I can remember to only deploy 4 healers in the first stage. Because you want to deploy only 4 healers. Otherwise, with the recall, you might leave a healer behind. I know already with my muscle memory, I will 100% place 5. But I guess you can tell me in the comments if I remembered it or not. Future iTzu, please use only 4 healers. Okay, this is one of my bases in a tweaked version, I assume. But I think it should be pretty nice for the plan which I can do on this one. Because what we can do is we've just funneled this side. And then we just send everything into the race tower, right? That should work pretty well. Do we want to go into the Giga? Typically, it's better to go into the Giga Bomb. So that's what I'm going to do, I think. So, we have those air defenses. They look kind of annoying. So we might have to go into that. To take them out nice and early. Like this. Healers. Do we need... I would just use a Headhunter, just to be safe. I mean, he's mostly frozen, but it's more about, like, time. So now... we have to make sure that we're protecting our heroes. Use some Invis spells over there, and then we are going to Warden, Queen, guys. We have to get this Ricochet Cannon, please. That would be amazing. Come on. Take it out. Do not split too much. Guys, I want to use the recall on all of you. I love all of you, but please. Yes, yes. Oh my. Okay, we were able to do so. Perfect. Now, let's deploy it down here. We can use the Meteor Golems in just a second. I want to take down the... what is the Minion Prince first. Let's just do it like this. Now we do it like that. Nice. That looks good. Some test loons. Minion prints up. No, Warden. Buddy, you're not supposed to be... that Warden... Come on. That is... My Warden is throwing. What is this guy doing? This is crazy. Okay. But I think it should be still fine. So we can actually use the Queen ability. Pop the Rage right now. Distract again in the core. The lock launcher is going to open, so that is good. The Roy Champion can be used right now as soon as this stupid mortar thingy is gone. King ability right now. Now the question is, do we... I will overgrowth this still. We're going to freeze it now in the core. The lock launcher and the Meteor golem should take the core out. We have the freeze still. We can use a... Not a baby dragon, not yet. We have wall breaks. Let's see where they go, because I have no clue where they would go. Core. That's our main issue right now. The core and freezing this backhand, because the fire spirits and experts are annoying. Tano is gone. That's already good. Oh my. Now we have everything waking up again. Guys, I am not sure if this is enough. Nope. Nope. This is just not it. I'll be honest. It is tricky. It is tricky. I am not I will be honest. I feel like versus Legends style bases, it is really rough. It is really rough to use this without the Fireball. The Fireball creates such an... Like, we could have done this... We could have done the exact same pretty much with one Fireball. Obviously, we would have not had the Eternal Tome. But we would have not needed to invest the support troops. We would have had the Fireball funneling anyways with, like, I guess one Invis with 2 Earthquakes. The 2 Earthquakes are like the... Not replacement, but like they're the same as the Recall spell housing space-wise. But I feel like this strategy should work well versus Diamond bases. But Diamond bases are just not really meta right now in Legends. So, well, let's give it a try again and see what we find next. Well, I have not found any other base style. It's mostly those type of bases which are right now run in Legends. The main reason for this is that most people have no clue how to attack them. And because of that, I will give you a quick rundown of not just attacking it with this specific army, but in general, just to make sure that, well, we might have a meta shift when it comes down to defense, because I know a lot of people are annoyed by them. But the main reason why those bases are getting used is because the masses within Legends have no clue how to attack it. So it's up to every single one out there of deciding the base meta themselves. So instead of complaining, they could just learn how to take them out, and that would then force people to use a different base because, well, you're using what is working, right? But those type of bases are forcing a lot of 1-stars. The overall, always the same approach here is depending on how the core looks like. Option number 1, we have the core with 1 building, which means the town hall, and at least 1 or 2 defenses next to it. This defense can be pretty much everything. It can be the monolith, sometimes it's the bomb pipe, sometimes it's the revenge tower, does not matter. When you have those bases do exactly what I'm doing right now, with the fireball or with the warden and queen charge, it does not really matter. You're setting up a pathing, a funnel, a cut within that ring. The next step is that you're putting your golem stand somewhere. For us, since we have the recall, we're just putting it into the rage tower. I try to wait a little bit for the rage towers to run out. Otherwise, we're just going into it. If you're using the regular fireball, you can do the exact same thing. The next step now, this is something which I feel like people have figured out weeks to actually understand, hey, the lock launcher exists. And the crucial thing is, if you're facing a base which has not as many defenses inside the middle, just use the lock launcher from an angle that you can hit not just the core, but most importantly as well the defense right next to it. Those locks will damage it that much that with some supportive tools, with some supportive things, you can easily take it out. So for us right now, we're now overgrowthing those things which can reach into the core. And then we have the troops from the lock launcher taking down the core. You can see monolith already gone. If this would be a revenge tower, would be the exact same. You just use totem, freeze, whatever you need in the core. Sometimes if there are heroes in there, you can even rage the core meteor golem up. That's completely fine. Just make sure the core is going down, but you want to have your main army going around the outside. This is the same thing for us right now. The main army push is going around the outside, and that is the crucial thing. With Fireball, with this opening, it does not matter. The core is gone, your main push is going around the outside, And typically, the only thing which can fail at this point is time. Power-wise, you should be always good to go. I see many times the issue and the mistake by people that they're trying to funnel their troops into the middle of the base when there is literally only the town hall with one defense. The difference here now is always dependent on the core. There's as well some bases which were using the heavy core with even Rage Invis, Poison, with the Rage, or just in general multiple defenses within the core. If there are like 6 to at least 8 defenses inside the core next to the town hall, then you should try to force a fireball into the core, which is usually always possible when using just the overgrowth. For this attack, you can see power-wise, no issue whatsoever. We had like 3 out of 4 Meteor Golems alive or something crazy like that. So really, power is not an issue whatsoever. But again, if you have this heavy stack core, fireball it. Instead, if you're going with this approach, just again do the exact same thing of what we just talked about, but you have now the Eternal Tome. So instead of having the lock launcher behind your push, you're trying to send the lock launcher in an angle where your troops are kind of walking into the lock launcher, and then you're pushing your troops into the middle with using the King and the Royal Champion. Those are the big differences, and those are the things you have to worry about versus this style of base. And this is why this style of base is getting less and less used. Like you won't see it as common anymore in high legends because people by now have figured out how to attack it. I've tried to counter that with like rage towers and such, like 4 specific entries. But by now, people have figured out how to attack those bases as well. And by now, myself already is like, I'm slowly going back to diamond, regular bases, and people will slowly follow. It's like the same thing of what we had with the Rage Towers. Everyone was using Rage Towers when the new Legend modifier came out. The main reason was because most people have never played esports before, so they were completely overwhelmed by the damage there is in a base. Which means we were able to try to take advantage of those people who are putting less time into the game, and that's just how it is. You're just trying to farm the masses, try to get 1-star from those people who do not have the same amount of time of yourself maybe, and cannot put that time into the game. So, with Rage Towers, you were able to completely shock them, surprise them, and this is why in the beginning everyone was running Rage Towers of the Legend modifiers, which then slowly shifted away towards the Poison Towers. You will see the same thing with this one right here. Everyone right now taking advantage of the fact that the Town Hall is not a defense anymore and Longshot being so strong. But this will shift away as people are figuring out, wait a second, I just have to properly deploy a lock launcher and angle it correctly, and those bases are easy. It depends on how long those people take for it, and the masses how long they need to take to learn this. But as soon as they have figured that out, those bases will just disappear. We're going back to the poison, double poison style diamond bases. That's just how it is. That's just the cycle of life, let's put it that way. So, yeah, but I think I will do a, what is the current game meta looking like? What is the current state of the game? A video like this in the future. I'm sorry that we completely shifted away from this strategy, but I just wanted to add this here because I see many comments about that in other videos and such. So I just want to address this quickly over here. But I'm so sorry. I feel like this video was supposed to be a different one. But overall, back to this approach here with the Eternal Tome. I completely understand why the pros are running it. I think it's really strong, but as well the main difference and the main reason why they're running it, and we have to say this here, is because Esports modifier means that epic equipments are capped at level 21. And this cap means that the fireball is less effective. It has 1 tile less radius, which is a big deal. You can hit way less buildings with that fireball, and this is why the fireball is weaker in Esports mode. It does not mean that it's weak overall, it is just weaker than in normal mode. And this is why the fireball in normal mode is just so much stronger than anything else if you compare it to, for example, this type of opening. So, in esports mode, this one is really strong. And I would say as well, versus depending on the base, at least as strong as the fireball. In normal mode, with no equipment restrictions, the fireball, in my opinion, will be always better. Even if there's not the craziest value, you can still set up the pathing. That's the crucial thing here. But, as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the small talk at the end of the video. And as always, I will see you guys back tomorrow with the next class video. Until then, see ya, and bye-bye.